Hi dear Taurus, this is Anastasia for Amira Salon channel, and today I will be doing general reading for May 2018 for you. And as before, I will be using Golden Tarot deck by Cat Black, and then I will pull out one card from a new deck for me, but I find it very interesting. It's called Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Baron-Reid, a very philosophical and very interesting deck. And also for encouragement, I'm going to use one card from your Guardian Angel Tarot cards deck by Doreen Birch and Radley Valentine. So let me begin with oh, actually I need to light the candle first. Sorry, it will take some time. Okay, and now we're ready. So that it will be 3 cards for general energies coming to Taurus in May 2018. And please remember, it's just general reading for many people who are watching. And if you need some personal advice and more detailed insight of your situation, please book a personal reading through Amira's channel. So Taurus, May 2018. The first card is the Devil. It looks scary, but we will look into what exactly it means for you. Knight of Swords. And finally, the Hierophant. You know what is very interesting? As soon as I picked up the Devil card, and of course it's one of those cards of the tarot deck that people usually are scared of. But really, we have to look into the kind of underpinning meaning of this card. It doesn't really well, how to say, it doesn't really mean some spooky things happening in your life. But it describes a situation when you feel dependent on somebody or you feel trapped. So the two things are coming to my mind for people who are watching, for Taurus who are watching. And for some of you, it shows that you guys are so deeply involved in some kind of activity that it's becoming detrimental to your psychological and even mental health. I really see a person who is so deeply involved in some kind of interaction with others. I see a group of people actually, and you are so much enjoying you're being part of this group that you don't notice how much of your time or how much of your energy, and including psychic energy, is actually spent on this group. Interestingly, although the Devil card is kind of talking about symbolically some kind of negative dark forces, I see that it could be also speaking about a religious group. And you can ask me, so how can it help? How can it happen? Well, because the Devil card shows any activity that is detrimental to your freedom, to the freedom of who you actually are, because other people are imposing their lifestyle, their values, their understanding of the world, of the situation, if whatever you are in. They're imposing their influence on you. And even though you can maybe notice that you are trapped, there is nothing you can do at this point. So in the beginning of May, some of you will be very much stuck with the situation with being a part of a group, which is the group which is kind of imposing their lifestyle on you, and they're taking too much of your time. And maybe it's some kind of volunteering actually, because you are not paid for whatever you are doing, and they're overusing your energy. And for others, this card, I really see that you can be very much under influence of a romantic partner. You're too much involved into interaction with the other side. And, you know, it could be some kind of like a romance, kind of like an addiction. Plus, you really notice how to say, how wrong it could be. But there is something that, and I hate to say that, but there is something mm, destructive in the way how you yield, how you cannot withstand this influence from that person. Maybe they are very sexually attractive. Maybe they are very, how to say, they are very, they create this energy of pleasure around you, some connection, some very deep connection. Maybe you even are dependent on them, uh, talking about the material side, financially. So whatever is this control, yeah, another key word here is dependence and control. So somebody or some people or even situation, it's it's controlling you and you feel trapped. And that's what I feel for. I'm not saying for all of you, but many of Taurus who are watching this video. And again, it could be very, very pleasant on the surface. It could be even very pleasant even if we go deeper to your very deep level of your kind of subconscious connection to another person or to a group of people or to a belief system. But you have to start the process of getting yourself out of this, because it takes so much of your energy, of your life force energy, which can be very detrimental to your powers, to your personal empowerment, you know. And talking about finances, I mentioned that you can depend on another person, but it could be also that they are kind of pulling out resources from you as well. So it could be not only energy that they're taking, like maybe some kind of a vampire type of a person or a group, they're taking so much of your time and energy, but they actually can claim some of your finances, some of your resources. And I don't know why, again and again, I see a group of people who are kind of praying together, but because this is the devil card, maybe this system of beliefs, they're not good for you. You know, it's not good for you. So you may feel it deep inside, but at the same time, there is something about that group that maybe they show you support in some way, and it's kind of you feel obliged to be part of this group. So that's how I feel about this devil card. Now, looking at the next card, which is Knight of Swords, although usually Knight of Swords, it's quite, I wouldn't say negative card, but it's a card of a fight, of being in a struggle, of being in opposition to some kind of influences. In that case, I feel that by the mid-May, you will feel the strength to cut off your ties with the group that is detrimental to you, or the influence. It could be one person, like I said. Yeah, it could be also a workplace with team players which actually who are not, they can show that they're supporting you, but they're using you too much in the project that you're working together on. So going back to this card, I think it could be also related to workplace where you're kind of part of a team working on a project, but they are using you, and it's not rewarding for you in many ways. So Knight of Swords shows me that for many who are watching and you're in this situation that I just described, you can be this Knight of Swords who actually kind of found powers and he found resources, inner strength to ride on a horse, to take a sword, and to cut off the ties with bad group or bad influence or the person who is overusing or taking advantage of you. Because if we look closely to this card, we clearly see that this is a kind of a biblical, mythological plot here, episode, when, you know, it reminds me of Saint George in Orthodox religion. And actually I have this icon on my office desk all the time. So if you look at this icon, this is icon Eastern Orthodox. So you can see almost the same image. Saint George is taking over the, I wouldn't say, yeah, it's snake, but it's kind of dragon type of a snake. It's an embodiment of evil forces that are taking over you or controlling you. But now you are the winner. You are victorious. So victorious, Taurus, victorious, interesting. So if we compare these two, yeah, if we compare the two of them, we clearly see connection of these images. So most likely the authors of this tarot deck, they borrowed this image of a saint, of a very strong, spiritually strong individual who can get over their own demons. That's how I would put it. Remember that these demons could be under the disguise of very pleasant situation or people or project or offer that you will think, oh, it's so good, so nice, that's exactly what I wanted. But the more you are into it, the more you lose your powers, the more you lose your control. So I'm very happy to have this card for you, Taurus. If you are in this situation that we're talking about, most likely you will find inner strength to overcome your addictions. Yes, it could be also health-wise, it could be addictions to substance, it could be addictions to sugar, it could be addictions to eating overnight, eating late at night and getting weight, and it's detrimental for your health. So whatever is your demon, and you know, this is just a metaphorical, symbolic word for whatever is taking over you, taking control over you, you will have a strength, you will find strength to overcome it. And now this is an interesting card, the Hierophant. By the end of May, and again, if we continue this story of you being trapped in some unhealthy situation in your life, this card, by the end of May, it shows the energy that is very, very helpful, that is healing energy coming to you. You know, like the universe, if you ask for help, they always give you support and assistance. And it could be your faith, but in contrast to some kind of beliefs or system of beliefs, if we're talking about religious group or system of or lifestyle or whatever is taking control over you, in this case it would be your faith, the law, the tradition, maybe your parents, maybe the support group of people who are genuinely trying to help you to overcome your unhealthy situation. And again, it could be anything. It could be your health problem. It could be controlling spouse problem. It could be a controlling group problem, team players who are not playing by the rules, and it's detrimental for you. So you will find support. It will be either a person, it could be a very wise, maybe advanced in years person who would give you support. It could be a parent. It could be a school, actually. It could be an institution. It could be a medical representative of medical field. So whoever, it's your doctor, or maybe finally you will decide to ask for like professional help from in the medical field. So whoever is this person, They embody the law of tradition, which is the law of light, which always will win over the dark forces. Let's put it this way. Interesting, very interesting. So the Hierophant shows that by the end of May, you will be more out of the very unhealthy situation. If, again, for those who find themselves involved in this type of situation. Now, let me pull out the card for Taurus that from Hidden Realms, kind of subconscious talking to you, and we will see, maybe we will have more details or more hints related to what we just talked about. So Taurus May. Okay. No, very interesting. I just love this card, the Hawk Prince. It's one of the most beautiful cards, and look at the number, it's 11. 11, you know, it's a very, very strong manifestation card. It's a card of high spirituality, of manifesting your dreams, of applying your talents in the right direction. And if you see the letters spirit communication, paying attention, you know, the Hawk Prince is your ally. And he's trying to tell you, look up. Look at your, try to get out of the situation which is destructive, and look up, don't look down. Metaphorically speaking, it's when you feel trapped, you have to stand out of this circle of bad influence or maybe trouble that is controlling over you. It can be, it actually could be financial troubles that are kind of following you over and over again, and you cannot get out. So you, maybe you need to change career, maybe you need to go to school. So whatever is the situation, you have to go kind of out of this circle. So now you're kind of in a circle, but see, he has wings. All of us, we have freedom of choices. No matter how controlling the situation or another person could be, you can get out of the circle. But for this, you have to pull out yourself by the hair. You know, if we use the episode from the story, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's about the person who was lying all the time, and one of the kind of lies was that he was pulling himself out of the swamp. Baron-Reid, I think. But anyways, my point is that the Hawk Prince shows spirit communication. You have to ask for help, for assistance from the universe. And you have to pay attention to what is going on. You have to pay attention to the signs. So if you feel bad about being involved in this situation, that's a sign you have to stop being a part of it. Interesting card. I like this card. And now what about angel, guardian angel? Maybe we will have even more supportive and inspirational message for Taurus who maybe unwillingly were pulled into this kind of circumstance. Eight of emotion. Eight of emotion. Okay, let me read. You feel a deep longing for something meaningful in your life. In your heart, you know that there is more out there waiting for you in the world. It may be time to switch exactly what I just said. Switch careers, move to a new home or a city, or initiate other important changes. Do what's right for you and seek out your magical new life. I love this card. I think it's a very, very inspirational message for those Tauruses who are watching over right now and watching this video right now and who feel trapped. Eight of Emotions, it's Eight of Cups in classical tarot deck. This card talks about leaving the unhealthy situation behind. The world is full of offers, of opportunities, of other people who can be more supportive to you. You have to change careers, or you have to look for a job which is more meaningful, where you will be appreciated more than you are right now. If it is about romantic relationship, you have to leave behind the situation when another person is taking control over you. So Eight of Emotion is the card of saying goodbye to bad things in your life. And you have to start thinking about some changes. But you have to begin from within. And sorry, and of course, you have to ask for assistance from above, and you have to find inner strength to make the first step, and then you will be guided towards the better outcome for you. So I find this quite kind of a tense reading for Taurus in May. And given that May is the month when you have your birthday, many of you will have your birthday, and you will think, what's going on? Usually it's supposed to be a supportive energy from the above. And I think it is, but we have to face the truth. We have to face the consequences of some of our previous actions, which maybe were not quite constructive, and maybe poor choices that we were making. And I think particularly for the month of your birthday, it's very important to make this turning point, because it will influence the whole year. In astrology, your birthday, it's a very strong point of energy coming from the universe, that whatever you are in, it will be multiplied. It's like, this, when you yeah, I see the pond, and you are standing beside the pond, and you are throwing rocks in the pond, and there are these circles on the water. So whatever you will be throwing, whatever energy you will be throwing, or intention, during this birthday month for you, it will be kind of resonating throughout the whole year till the next May 2019. So I think it's very, very important for many of you to create new intention, to create a very positive plan of changes that can completely change your life, and you can get rid of a burden, or a person, or unhealthy situation who are controlling you right now. So I wish you well. I'm pretty sure you have enough strength to do that. I really anticipating for many who are watching very positive changes. Yes, they will come with some price, because it's very hard to say goodbye to something that is usual and habitual and that you get used to. But believe me, you need to take this first step, and then a wonderful journey will be opening for you. The doors will be open to new, better situations in your life. So I wish you well. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please ask me. Until next time, bye bye.